This episode of the Flush Podcast is brought to you by North Dakota Tourism, Federal Ammunition, Onyx Hunt, Nutrisource Pet Foods, and by Chief Upland. I don't have one guest today. I have three. Two that work for Pheasants Forever and one that supports the organization in huge ways. We're halfway through a 3-day road trip in Western North Dakota. We'll tell you why we're here, what we've hit, what we've missed, what we've seen, and how you might be able to join us in the field at this time next year. That's if Hunter Schwind will let you in. We'll explain.
The Flush. So fast, it hardly seems real. So vivid, the moment freezes in time before erupting in a blur of spurs and feathers. It's why we changed the way upland loads are built with Prairie Storm. Exclusive flight control FlexWad technology and a mix of copper-plated lead and flight stopper pellets combine to create dense, deadly shot strings through any choke. Longer shots, more power, fewer missed birds. Only from Federal.
If you're still looking for a great bird hunting destination this season, then I strongly recommend that you consider one of my favorite places to hunt. That's North Dakota. North Dakota is a bird hunter's paradise. You can hunt waterfowl and upland birds all in the same day. Ducks and geese in the morning, pheasants, sharp-tailed grouse, and Hungarian partridge in the afternoon, or vice versa. North Dakota has a population estimate of 2.9 million breeding ducks, which is 19% above the long-term average, and their prairie pothole region is smack dab in the middle of the Central Flyway. This year's drought may have had an impact on North Dakota's landscape and some of their bird populations, but there are still regions in the state that have seen an increase in bird numbers this season. Yep, you heard that right. With a little scouting, you just might find yourself in a field surrounded by wild, flushing birds, creating memories that will certainly last you a lifetime. North Dakota has approximately 800,000 acres of private land open to public walk-in hunting. For the latest plots guide, visit the North Dakota Game and Fish Department. Bag your limit this fall in North Dakota. Visit legendarynd.com to start planning your hunting adventure today. Welcome to another episode of the Flush Podcast. I'm Travis Frank. I'm your host. Brandon Morton is our producer, and he's not anywhere near me. I'm in Western North Dakota. He's back in Minnesota somewhere doing something. I don't know what. It is 8:30 our time, p.m. We are in the middle of bird country right now. I am joined by two Pheasants Forever reps. Renee, would you be a Pheasants Forever rep, biologist? What would your title be with Pheasants Forever?
So I am a senior field representative, but I am a biologist by trade.
Fantastic. And to your right is Emily Spolyar. Emily, you have cooked up a gourmet feast. What did you make today for dinner?
I think the list of what we didn't make tonight would probably be shorter.
Yeah?
There was a lot of food. I really enjoy sharing wild game with friends, and so had a whole smorgasbord prepared and got to make some duck, some venison, several different pheasant dishes, some salmon. There was a whole bunch of stuff, so it was a lot of fun. And delicious. And everything that we ate made me that much more excited to go back out in the field to harvest some more because when it comes, when you get to enjoy it that way and you have this spread here and we're sitting in your living room right now. Emily, you also work for Pheasants Forever. What's your title? Yeah, so I'm a precision ag and conservation specialist. So I work with farmers and landowners to help them put conservation practices on the ground. And you're also an incredible hunter. Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I am telling you, I'm not asking you. Same for Renee. And to my right, ladies, to your left, is Hunter Schwind. Hunter, you're the reason that we're here today, to be honest. You're the reason that we are in North Dakota right now on this trip. Last year when COVID hit, all the Pheasants Forever banquets were shut down nationwide. And we were trying to figure out what could we do to help raise some dollars, keep things moving forward, keep putting more habitat back into the ground. And so Bob St. Pierre and I were talking, Bob St. Pierre from Pheasants Forever, we're talking, and he's like, would you guys be interested in hosting a hunt? We'd do a road trip in South Dakota, and we would film it. We'd put it on an online auction. And we're like, yeah, we're in. Let's do it.
and the deal was we'd do the road trip. It'd be a late season hunt through South Dakota, and we'd hunt in a different location each day with a different Pheasants Forever field rep. I was like, that sounds awesome. I'm excited about that. You bid on that hunt. Why?
It really fell into my lap. I mean, I looked, everybody's at home on a computer, I felt like during that time, and everything I did really just showed up on this one package. It's like Onyx map, a shotgun,
Yeah.
Prairie Storm, the Flush, and Pheasants Forever. And it was like 4 days in South Dakota, which, I've been to North Dakota, I've done South Dakota public, but I really wanted to learn from the best of the best. And plus, I don't know how many Flush episodes I'd probably watched during that time.
Appreciate that.
So it just made sense to bid on it.
Yeah. I think that might be one of the birdiest episodes that I've ever been a part of. I think I know I did a podcast last year right around this time with Darwin Wheeldryer out there. We hunted with Darwin, and then we hunted with the Havlick family near, is it Mitchell? I believe it's Mitchell.
Kimball,
that's right. Okay, so Kimball. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when we flushed 1,000 birds the first day, all wild birds.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
It was incredible. And day 2 was about 500, and Renee just laid down on the couch because we didn't flush 1,000 yet, but that's every trip. Yet. Key word. We're not done with this hunt. We're bringing in Emily the Ringer tomorrow, and she's smiling over here too. But just the fun that we've had, and obviously that hunt was spectacular. And I didn't hunt with you the last half of the hunt last year because I was telling you, anything that I put into the show is just going to be removing something awesome that we've already filmed. We should have maybe stayed and done another episode with you, actually.
No, it was really great. With the next 2 days after, we're with Matt Morlock and Ben, and then the next day with Dan, all reps from Pheasants Forever. So we got to see all different types, and then you couldn't have asked for 2 nicer families to start off with the Havlicks and Darwin's family.
Yep.
It was just, they're just magical places that, we've been very fortunate to hunt.
Yeah. Well, I am a big fan of you and your family as well because I don't know who I'm going to meet when I go into the field. When I'm setting up my hunts and places that I'm going to go, I generally know I'm the one in charge of setting it up, or I reach out to people like Emily and Renee. We talk for weeks ahead of time or months, or plan, I'm already planning hunts for next year with people and kind of vet things out. Here I'm kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to get, but I got just the most generous family. You're like, hey, do you mind if we, I know the trip was for 2, but do you mind if my brothers come along? I wanted to bring my dad. And so in the last several days of hunting this trip and last year, they've got nicknames now. So we've got Jordan, Primetime.
He's Primetime.
How did he get that name?
That was with Darwin and their group because I think he said he was like Deion Sanders. He played
does it all.
He does it all, and Primetime. So he got Primetime, and then ended up at a steakhouse Primetime in the area, and just like has continued on.
Is it?
His wife posted it on, so it's like caught fire back at home. So now he's forever Primetime.
Nice. And then we've got your dad, Papa Schwind, Rob, who's
Schwind.
now he's blocking Rob.
Yeah,
because it was rocking Rob, but then he's always raising his hand to go block. So we're like, I think he's like, it should be blocking Rob.
Yeah.
It fits so well.
Blocking Rob.
Yep. And then Noah,
he's hanging on to Limitless. That was like he got his first limit in North Dakota a couple of years ago, and he keeps forcing the nickname.
He wants the nickname?
He wants the nickname.
See, that's the thing about nicknames. You don't decide the nicknames. The nicknames decide you. So we're still working on that. Limitless, it might work, but Block and Rob is my favorite so far. So we are all full. Block and Rob, Noah, Jordan, cameraman Eric, they all went back to the hotel because I was going to force everybody to be on this. And then all of a sudden people just started to disappear. Emily, you couldn't go anywhere. And Renee, you reluctantly said yes to joining us. Renee, you've been on this podcast before, and you've told your story, so we don't need to go too far in depth into your story, but you're from Minnesota originally, and now you live out here in Bismarck, and you work for Pheasants Forever, like we mentioned. But you were part of, essentially, was the all-woman team in North Dakota for a while, right? How long did that last?
Oh, a couple years. 3 years. We were an all-female staff in North Dakota. Yep.
And now you've got a couple of men that have joined your team.
We have some cootie boys on the team.
Yes. But you've done so much out here. And we were talking at dinner just a little bit ago about, just what you're able to do when people donate to the organization. I mean, what are some of the things that you guys have been working on out here?
Boy, that's a long list. But donations like this hunt with the Schwind family makes a ton possible. We are constantly working hard and finding new ways to do more, because conservation is a marathon, and we need to keep doing what we can where we can and finding new and creative ways to do it and to make our voices heard advocacy-wise, reach more people, get more people in the field, and put good grass and pollinator habitat on the ground for our birds that ultimately make our bird dogs happy and make those memories. So it does miles of good.
Yeah. So last year, I felt like that was just such a great week that we got to spend together. And then again, this spring, Bob's like, hey, would you be interested in round 2 and doing the hunt again? And we'd auction it off again. And I was like, well, if we get to hunt with a family like the Schwinds again, I'm all in. And if we get to experience another road trip, I was like, let's try somewhere else. North Dakota is one of my absolute favorite places to hunt. I've been coming up here. Renee, you're smiling, but I've hunted with your fiance for, this maybe 10 years ago now, or I don't even remember. And prior to that, I've been coming up here, and I just love the variety. I talk about it on this podcast all the time. I just love the variety of being able to go waterfowl hunting, but then also the variety of upland birds as well. Hungarian partridge, when we saw the coveys this morning, I was like, everything in my body said, I don't care. There were 50 pheasants that just flew into that shelter belt. I don't care about them. There are 7 Hungarian partridge that went this way to the south.
Actually.
Yes, I counted every one of them.
I think I had to hold them back a little bit.
I know, yes. Now I'm getting sidetracked. Oh, but I was just saying that this is where I love to hunt. So I was like, Bob, why don't we try going to a different area, something that has, potentially a variety of birds that we can try. I had no idea at this time that I would get to hunt with the Schwinds again, but I sent him a text. Hunter, I sent you a text, and I was like, we bringing the band back together or something along those lines. I don't remember what it was, but I said, we're doing another trip. Are you in? And your answer, Hunter, was what? Duh.
Probably duh.
It was duh. It was duh. That was your response.
I'll give it a shot, probably. It's for conservation. So my boss was really generous about like what was going on and saw how much it meant to my family. And so it got a little hot and heavy in the bidding process.
I was going to ask you about that. What was going through your mind? Did it ever get to a point? Because do you have any idea who the other bidders were?
No, it's just a anonymous thing. So it's just going up. It's probably Pheasants Forever behind the scenes, if I had to guess. But no,
but I gotta. So the auction closed at 7 p.m.
Right.
The auction closed at 7 p.m. Central, my time, and about 6:30, I get a text from Bob saying, "Are you watching this?" And I was like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And he's like, "The bid, it's going wild. So you got in this bidding war. Every time I hit refresh or I like swipe on my phone, it was up like another grand, and it was up another grand, and I was like, oh my gosh. Then I get a text from Joe, Renee, your fiance, texted me like, what is happening right now? Oh my goodness. So you can say the number that you ended up bidding on it if you want. I won't. It was a lot, and it's a wonderful, wonderful bid that you put into this, Hunter. But why did you keep going?
Well, one, it's for conservation, and 2, we had an incredible time with the South Dakota team. We made so many great, friendships beyond just what the package was for that year. I mean, it went really, like, there's knowledge that we learned. There was the friendships with you and with both of the families, and then even with the reps. And I've probably done a bad job keeping in touch with the reps because it's just hard to keep in touch with everybody all year and make everything work. But we said if South Dakota can do it that way, we definitely want to see North Dakota. We do hunt every year in North Dakota with on a family place. So we should know more about North Dakota than what we know. So felt it was due. But yeah, it was like super easy. Like again, it was. I don't know if anyone's seen the show, but it came through really.
A couple people have
genuine.
Because I've gotten emails from people saying I want in on that next year, and I was like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait till 2022 now because that already happened.
Yeah, it's super genuine and like really what happened and how special it was for my family.
Well, and I get the pleasure of interviewing everybody that I hunt with because it's part of my job, and in order to help us put the TV show together, it's just how we produce it too. But I mean, even Block and Rob, he's just gets emotional because of the time that we all got to spend out there. I get to just kind of walk alongside your family in the field, but for you all to be out there too, you guys have been hunting for how many years together?
Oh, together probably close to 13, 14, 15, I'd say, as a family. Before that, it was kind of like sporadic with like one-offs one way or the other with my dad and my brother. But yeah, it's been 15 years and like really in the upland world, probably really heavy in the last 5, 6, 7, 8.
And I wanted Rob to stay because I wanted him to talk about getting his kids, his boys, because that was the biggest thing for him, was being able to spend the time with his boys. And he was the one that kind of got you and your brothers into hunting, right?
Yeah, 100%. Probably never really pushed it on us, but introduced us to it, and then has kind of just like been there shepherding the way, for us, and like giving his advice, which is probably sometimes stronger than it should be.
That's what Dad does.
Yeah, right.
That's our job.
It's a hard line. It's not a gray when you're hunting. It's black or white. So he's really good at that, and has taught us to be really respectful. And I think that hopefully shows.
Oh my goodness, you have care packages where you go, and the landowners that have let us out on their property have received care packages from you and your family, as have I, and it's just your generosity goes above and beyond anybody else that I've hunted with. So I say thank you, and I'm just one of many people that want to say thank you for what you have done and your contribution, really. You grew up where?
I grew up in Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, well, the suburb Perrysburg.
Okay. Bird hunting good over there?
Not really. I think they just got a Chick-fil-A, so not that long ago. So that's about as bird hunting as it gets over there. I mean, the upland hunting at least, but there's waterfowl. I think that was like the first introduction we had to it, and then you're really hunting preserves for the most part, unless you get to the western part of Ohio.
Gotcha. And now you live in Texas?
Dallas, Texas. Yep.
Gotcha. And you have how many dogs?
3
Italian women. Name
3
them.
Italian women. Gianna, Mona, and Veda. They're a handful.
You say that, though. You say that, but then here's Renee and I feel like, well, Renee, yesterday morning was the start of this adventure, and you're one of your gifts, I know this about you, is your gift of hospitality. So you're making breakfast for us, and it was a wonderful breakfast, by the way, but I look out of my hotel room, and about 400 yards away, and it was snowing, and it was single digits, and I see this dark-colored dog at about 400, 500 yards away out my window, and then I see this human, and I had no idea at the time that it was you chasing your dog. Where did your dog go?
Everywhere. Quill stressfully ran me for 45 minutes in the morning while breakfast was in the oven of a hotel room, which is already stressful enough. But he ran me around hotels and Buffalo Wild Wings and gas stations and grocery stores. And I was chasing him, freezing my butt off in the morning. And it'd be an understatement if I had said that That dog tests every ounce of my patience.
How old is Quill?
He just turned 1.
He's just a puppy.
Yep.
Yep. And I laugh with you, and I also cry with you.
You can commiserate with me.
We have this at dinner. We were all sitting around the table telling stories about the times our dogs ran away, and I had only told you guys a fraction of them. I'm honest about that. The drive to want to go. But then today, we're walking through the field, and Quill, yesterday morning, tears of anger, and today, I think you might have shed a tear. You got a little emotional out there because he's a bird dog.
He's acting like a grown-up bird dog. As of the past couple days, he has finally started to point roosters for me, and he's pointed sharptails and even huns for me and ruffed grouse, but pheasant have evaded us so far, and he's been a real pup on him, a real green pup, but these past couple days, he has pointed roosters. And to see him point and to watch you walk up on him and say, Quill's on point right here. I see the bird in front of him and it's a rooster. And it makes me giddy inside.
It's so rare that you ever see a bird on the ground anyway. And the grass was really thick, but there was this like 4-inch opening in the grass. And I looked down and I'm like, holy crap, the bird is right here. And then you're like, hen? Nope, it's a rooster. And then I'm thinking,
should have been a hen.
Yes, I'm thinking, are you injured? What's going on here? And then I was like, should I grab it? And you walk over and you're like, I'm like, no, Renee, look, it's right there. And you're like, holy crap. And then Hunter is sitting over there ready. I'm like, guys, just be ready. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to try to grab it. Camera's rolling, and I always feel like an idiot because I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get spurred or, whatever. But I've grabbed one other rooster in the grass like that, and that was an injured bird. So I didn't know what to expect here. But that bird was holding tight, and I moved in on it, and it erupted like a rooster only can. I mean, the way that they compress their bodies and they get so tight on the ground, and then just the grass, like, to slow that down and to be inches from it in this beautiful, it was not a young bird at all. It was an old bird, and Hunter took it down with one shot. And that's when the tears started to flow because oh, buddy, you did it.
It's been a long time in the making, and by long time, this is his first season, but there has been no shortage of birds here in North Dakota, and we flush birds every single trip, every single outing, but the stars don't align for us. And to see it happen after I've been cheering him on and also sometimes cursing him simultaneously, to watch it happen and to watch it happen for someone else, it makes me feel like he's doing real bird dog things, and it makes me so proud because it's a long time in the making.
Oh gosh. And it's so rewarding too when you get to see that. I was just kind of like, I totally get what you're going through because I watch my dog do things like that after running. She doesn't run away anymore, which thank God for that. But she still has her puppy moments too, but then she'll lock birds down. I mean, yesterday we watched, I don't know, Hunter, do you remember how many birds got up in front of all those dogs? But they were working through kind of in the golden hour there. They were working through the grass in this long strip, and they were just birdie, and they were all kind of in the same area. All of a sudden, boom, point, right next to that dog, point. And was it 4? Did we have 4 dogs locked on point or 5?
Yeah, 4 for sure. And then, then the explosion. And I think it was by Noah. And if they would have been roosters, they would have been in trouble.
Right. There would have been a lot of shots fired, but just so cool to see. They were all just within 10 yards of each other, locked on point, and it's just been kind of fun. I've been trying to, like you've seen now that I'm trying to get a cameraman in the right spot. There's a lot of moving parts. Trying to make sure that everybody is where they need to be, or these birds are wild and cagey, and they've been outsmarting us and trying to get Block and Rob in the right spot so that we can try to pin them and stop them. But I'm also trying to just enjoy this a little bit too and separate the television production side of it and watch the dogs out there in this cover, because this is where when people say, how do you get a dog? How do you get a true bird dog? And you can go to a lot of training places. In my opinion, you can go to some hunting preserves too, but nothing will teach your dog like wild birds. That's what I've been told by so many trainers. And you come to a place like this, whether it be South Dakota, North Dakota, Kansas, Montana, some of these places that are so filled with birds that your dogs have opportunities to make a lot of mistakes. And then they also have opportunities to lock down a bird right in front of their nose, like Quill did several times today. That was not the last beautiful point by that dog today, and it certainly won't be the last tomorrow and for years to come too. But that's why I love coming out here so much, and I know that's why you guys come out here every year. And we talk about this, how good they have it. Emily lives here. She's got 1,000 wild pheasants in the section surrounding her property, and I don't think I'm wrong in saying that. You might not have 1,000 in your county.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think I talk to every family and say, you just don't get it. I know, it's truly amazing what they have from the South Dakota families and the North Dakota properties we have. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just, they talk about, these like shooter deers, and then they get into the pheasants, and like, how many times have you hunted this? I think 2. I was like, my head starts shaking like back and forth like one of the dogs that wants to go on point, because I can't understand how they're not out every single day.
I would not get a lot of work done if I lived here.
Exactly. It's just, how many times do you come? And but they're extremely fortunate, and it's a ton of work, that goes into it to make it even possible. Mm-hmm. So, they, travel around and see other places, and I understand that maybe you don't want to hunt the same, but every time you walk into it, it's like, Disney. I don't know. I've never been to Disneyland, but I assume that it's like it's my Disneyland, right? Yes. So like walking into Steelers Stadium, it's like one of the things that lives up to the hype when you walk into the properties that we've seen. It's just really, really special. Yeah,
I try to paint the reality as best I can when I'm producing TV shows and show the reality. And I think a lot of people that watch it see that, and it makes them want to go. I know I get a lot of emails saying, is it that good? And I was like, usually I say, it is what you see or what we film, because as you have all seen, and Emily, we're going to be filming with you tomorrow too. The camera's there trying to capture all these wild birds and dogs and everything that's going on. So it's real, and it's the reality of it. Emily, how in the world did you end up where you are right now? A Michigan girl out here in western North Dakota, living in this cool property here. It's a really cool story. You told me once, but I think it's very unique because it started with somebody giving you a dog that helped you to get to this point.
Yeah, so it started for me in high school. I feel like I've told this story many times, but I think it's worth repeating because it took one person willing to go really far out of their way, and that changed my whole life. The substitute teacher I had, Len Jenkins, he raised bird dogs, and I had an interest in hunting, and he gave me a setter puppy and helped me train it, introduced me to Pheasants Forever, and fast forward 10 years later, and I live here in North Dakota and work for Pheasants Forever. So that's kind of the short version of how I ended up out here.
Besides a bird dog, a shotgun, and a good pair of boots, the Onyx Hunt app is one of the most valuable hunting tools that I take into the field every day. I've been talking about the Onyx Hunt app since we started producing this show, and that's simply because I use it on every single hunt. I'm serious. Every single hunt. Their app tells me everything that I need to know about the lands that I want to hunt and the lands that I can legally hunt on. If you've used it yourself, then you know that the Onyx Hunt app shows your location on planet Earth and clearly lays out the land boundaries. It also tells you information about the type of property you're on, like state land, federal lands, walk-in access properties, etc. It's ideal for scouting before the hunt and during a hunt to help put together the patterns that day. The app also has new features this year that show you the kind of crops that are in fields, which obviously obviously is a big deal for us upland bird hunters. If you hunt grouse in the Northwoods, there's a timber cut layer to help you find ideal habitat. If you're planning to hunt North Dakota this year, then there's a very important layer that has been added to the app that lets you know if a property has been posted electronically. These are just a few of the tools Onyx Maps give us, and these maps can even be used in areas without cell coverage. From the palm of your hand, Onyx Maps always help you to know where you stand. For generations, bird hunters have hit the field carrying some form of a vest or game pouch on their back. Sometimes the vest rip, tear, and fall apart. Other times they're just downright uncomfortable. That's why Chief Upland designed a vest that's durable, comfortable, and fits your needs. Their new Upland vest is fully customizable to fit the size and shape of all hunters. Plus, you decide where you want to attach your shell pouches and accessories. Birds can be front-loaded into the game pouch, and they fit nicely in the back without sagging. That's a big deal because the weight disbursement on your back and shoulders won't tire you out, even with a full pouch of birds. The vest itself is extremely lightweight, weighing only 2.56 pounds. The material is built out of Cordura fabric, which is the same waterproof fabric used in tactical military gear. You can confidently hunt with the Chief Upland vest in some of the world's toughest environments. Order your Chief Upland vest now to make sure that you're ready for your next hunt. Push further and hunt longer with the game-changing vest from Chief Upland, built for your pursuit. If you're like me and you love to hunt, there's a good chance you have a four-legged hunting partner that goes everywhere with you in the field. My dog gives me the best chance at finding birds, which is why I always want to make sure that I'm doing my best to give her food that helps her run at peak performance. I feed Daisy Nutrisource high-performance blends of dog food, which give me the confidence to know that she has all the nutrition that she needs to excel in the field and make it through a rigorous hunting season. Nutrisource dog food comes with their Good for Life system that includes 4 key ingredients that work together to support gut health, heart health, and the overall well-being of our dogs. Take it from me and my dog Daisy. Nutrisource high-performance dog food can help you and your dog excel in the field. Find the food that's right for your dog at NutrisourcePetFoods.com. You got 3 dogs. One of them's over here making a bunch of noise that you guys are all laughing at. That's okay. This is a bird hunting podcast. The dog sounds are welcome. But you have 3 of them. One who is just a lover over there curled up by Hunter. Who are your dogs?
So the one curled up over here by Hunter is Lady. That's actually Robert Jones's dog. And then Riggins is the one who has a lot to say over there. Mm-hmm. He's my setter. He's 2 years old. And then Bridger is my Cocker Spaniel. He'll be 4 at the end of next month. Yep, they're a lot of fun. We have a pretty good time together out here.
You get out hunting quite a bit too.
I do.
Where do you like to hunt in North Dakota? I mean, you don't have to give up any specific locations, but I know you hunt a lot of public lands out here.
Yeah, I hunt a lot of plots land. Mm-hmm. So our partners at the Game and Fish Department, they do an incredible job not only maintaining the properties that they have in plots, but also signing up new properties. And that's something I get to help out with a little bit.
What's Pheasants Forever's role with plots?
So for me personally, the landowners I work with, I provide a variety of options that are available to them for different ways to incorporate new habitat, maintain the habitat they have. If they're interested in opening up to public access, then I'll connect them with the game and fish biologist in their area, and then they help them through that process. But that's kind of how I work with it. The game and fish biologists do the majority of the hard work there. Mm-hmm. It's more just us making that connection.
Yeah. And it's for people that don't know, plots is public land, or no,
private
land open to sportsmen. And do you remember when that first started? Any guess?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have an accurate number for you.
There's a lot of it, and there's. It's okay, Emily. It's okay. We can hear you, and you can go hunting tomorrow. He wants, yeah. The dog is like, just let me out. So yes, there are statewide plots properties. This year being a year that has been unique because of obviously the drought. Do you think that it's been better than people predicted?
I think it's as far, I guess, whose predictions?
Well, I think there was a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were worried about, gosh, are we going to have any birds come hunting season?
Yeah.
And that was a big deal going into hunting season. And I think overall it's been better. People have been very happy with the amount of birds that they've seen. I know Hungarian partridge have been the topic of conversation for so many people. Like, I've never seen this many hunts before.
Yeah.
What's your take on that out here?
Yeah. So I think a lot of that talk, it depends on who you're speaking with, because if you talk to people who have lived out here during the golden years of pheasant hunting in North Dakota, they're like, there's no birds left. It's not even worth hunting. And, just maybe a little bit, a touch on the more pessimistic side. But for someone from Ohio, they come out here and are just in awe of the number of birds. And so I think it really depends on who you talk to. But in general, I think the drought affected different parts of the state very differently, worse in some areas than others. Overall, I've been happy with the season. I mean, I've been happy with the number of birds that I've seen, the number of birds I've gotten to shoot. And I haven't talked to anyone yet that's been, unhappy with the birds that they're seeing. So I think overall you're probably on the right track. It ended up being a lot better than people predicted. But I also think once people actually get out into the field and watch their dogs run, things look a lot brighter no matter what's going on. But
yeah, what region do you specialize in for North Dakota? Do you get kind of a territory?
Yeah, so I can work kind of throughout the whole state, but I focus mostly on the Southwest.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're a smart woman.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be. Renee, what's your territory?
I have all of North Dakota.
Wow. Money again.
Yep.
Yes.
I am pretty fortunate to see a lot of small towns that I otherwise wouldn't, but I coordinate the volunteer efforts. So we have about 25 active chapters, and they range border to border of North Dakota. So I get to see a lot.
What about your views in the field this year? I know Quill's been flying through the field, but also doing some pretty good hunting with you as well. Are you feeling good about the bird numbers right now? And really, I think, we still have several weeks left of the season this year here for people that want to come out. But then how do you feel about the landscape going into this winter?
I feel pretty good. This season, we've fared well. Quill and I have hunted pretty hard. We've hunted often, and we've traveled from Bismarck in a bunch of different directions. And I don't think there's a single day or single hunt that we've gone out that we have not flushed at least one species, either sharp-tail, huns. Roosters may be a little bit harder to come by, but sharp-tail and huns seem to be a little bit hardier of a species, and we flush them every single time we're out. And so we're fortunate for that, but it in a drought year, it really makes you look critically at what's out on the landscape and see those areas of improvement. And so ground truthing is a word, and you get to do it while you're out there. So we've been ground truthing where we can improve and where we can enhance and create that cover. And cover has been the name of the game this year. In a drought year where things have been emergency hayed and grazed, cover is key and cover is king. And so that's where the birds are. And we need to create more of that for them to thrive. And winter cover is a lot different than early season cover. And so it's as important as ever when you go through a North Dakota winter that is not so balmy. They're harsh and they're cold and they're windy. And so winter cover is critically important for surviving our birds through and making them healthy in the spring so that they come out and there's a healthy breeding population.
Do you feel like you got moisture later this summer that really enhanced the cover? Because I came through here in August and September, and I was amazed that I was expecting to be charred ground from what I heard, but it was really green. And I attribute a lot of that to some late summer rains. Do you know where you're at in the drought in this region anyway, going into winter right now?
We did get some late August rains that really did green things up. Things bounced back incredibly fast, but there was a short window that a short growing season left for it to bounce back. But I know that a lot of food plots that were very dead recuperated in that couple week window and turned out to be decent food and decent cover. But down here, it depends kind of on the county, but it was pretty red over this way.
Yeah.
And most of North Dakota, we were in extreme drought for 70% of the state, which is awful. But we need some more snow so that we come into the spring with some good moisture.
And so these birds stop running.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, that would be great. With that said, though, I mean, you just look at how tight that bird held today, and we're walking through. There's now enough ice. I know if you listened to my show last week, I felt like I was hunting in waist high water all day. It's frozen here. It's wonderful. You can walk through the cattails with them. But there were so many times today when I was in the cattails and I looked down and you just think there has to be 1,000 birds here. And they were getting up. Like there was just a constant, like there's 2, there's 3, there's 1, there's 5, there's 2. And it just like, the traditional pheasants getting up ahead. And then you're like, all right, we're going to get you and we're going to pinch you. We're going to pinch it. It's going to explode. But everywhere you look, it's just, I don't know. I know one bird can put down a lot of tracks, but there are a lot of birds in the cattails. And we did not get them all out. They are still in those cattails. And it drives me insane. But that goes back to the dogs are moving. You want to keep up with the dogs. And you also know, at least I do, that I need to slow down. If I want to get birds, I need to slow down because I bet we could have, let's take that. How big was that patch of cattails this morning that we walked, Renee? Was that a 60-acre, 80-acre patch, maybe bigger?
Yeah, it was quite large, yeah.
And we worked it, and birds kept getting pretty much steady, getting up, some in range, some out of range, but I don't think we flushed half of the birds out of there.
Nope, I don't think so. As evidenced in just the stiff-stemmed grasses that aren't cattails, they were holding very tight. And so cattails, slow is the name of the game. And the dogs are bounding through the best that they can, but it's thick cover and it's thick for us. And if you're not stepping in the right spots, they're going to hold pretty darn tight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and in this time of the year, I mean, we're fortunate here to hunt at sunrise in North Dakota, which is something I like. But, like say you're in South Dakota, you can't hunt till 10 a.m. You're done at 4:30, depending on which side of the state you're in. Here we're in, is this mountain time?
It is mountain time,
yeah.
Yep.
So in mountain time, 4:02 today was the end of it. And I feel like we're just getting into it. And like I said earlier, we have a lot of moving parts and everything, but it's like, man, there's so much more ground that we wanted to walk and we didn't. And you could just spend days and days and days. And we did see 3 species of birds today. We only got pheasants. Emily, what's your take for tomorrow? I know we haven't got to hunt together yet. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. But what are some types of cover that you want to hunt tomorrow and why?
So tomorrow we'll get to hunt pretty good variety of cover types. We've got a 440 acre piece to get through, which is gonna take a while because it's 442 acres of habitat and of food plots and a creek with cattails and so we'll get kind of a little bit of everything. There's a couple buttes on the property, which usually will have sharptail on top of them. Couple shrub plantings, so Block and Rob will get to hopefully get some good shot opportunities at the ends of those. But they kind of have a little bit of everything out on these properties. And like I told you earlier, every time I've hunted it this year, which has been 3 times, I think, I've seen and shot at Huns, sharptail, and pheasants. So,
oh, gosh, that's exciting. And somebody listening might say, "Oh yeah, well that's private land," and I say it is, but that's also part of the reason why somebody like Hunter would say, "I want to experience that. I want to go on private land." But the reality is, where we hunted yesterday, this wonderful man named Frank. He's 90 years old, and he allows people to go hunt on his property. And he's got, Renee, maybe you can help me out here. I want to say he's got like 800 acres. I don't know. But it felt like it was a lot of land. I'm not even going to try to guess on how many he's got. But a lot of it goes into habitat. And he lets people go out there and hunt too. So, yes, we're going to go hunt on private land tomorrow, all wild birds. And that doesn't mean that we're doing something that somebody listening right now can't do, because you can come out here and sometimes you just need to knock on somebody's door and ask permission, and they'll say, yeah, go ahead. Do you guys knock on doors being that you live here? I'm a blue plater. I'm a Minnesota guy that drives out, and they still say sure sometimes.
I'm going to be honest. I'm usually not one to do that. If I know the person or know someone who knows them, then, I'll try to get that introduction. But I'm typically hunting by myself, and
you
some
just
of
have
these places.
so much land. You have so much land.
Well, that and so many of these houses are so remote, and I'm already by myself, and it's like, I could just go find some plots land and not have to bother anyone. And like I said, our game and fish department does an excellent job with our plots land. So I don't really, between the properties I get to hunt here and then plots land, I don't really have a super strong need to go seek out other stuff. I'm kept pretty busy.
Spoiled. Hunter, so spoiled. It's like we keep saying, Renee, if somebody wanted to come out for a late season hunt, what would you recommend to them? Do people ask you, first of all, do they ask you like, hey, I want to come out to North Dakota and I want to go on a do it yourself type of hunt? What do you tell them?
We try to help them out where we can. It depends on what species that they're looking to get into. The first question I ask is, how many miles are you willing to put on? Because miles create birds. But there is an abundance of opportunity on public lands, and it's accessible to non-residents and residents alike at this time of the season, and there's plenty of birds to be had, a lot. I hunt primarily public land because I haven't tired myself out on that yet, and so there's a lot out there that can be had by non-residents. So.
And how long does your season run?
It goes until the beginning of January, and I don't know the date this year. The January 3rd. I've been trying not to think about it because I don't want it to come yet. I'm not ready for it to be done.
Goes so fast. I can't stand it. Hunter, your family's up here. We get to hunt together tomorrow, and I think we're going to make tomorrow the best day of the hunt. That's our game plan. The birds have outsmarted us. Do you feel defeat when they get away, or what's going through your mind? Because I know I'm like, gosh, I want the bird to fly Hunter's way. I want it to go block it. I remember tonight I'm walking, I'm like, come on, that point, just go to block and Rob. Go to Rob, please. I just want it to fly over there so bad.
No, I think this is what, late season hunting's all about. And I don't think there's any, there are tough misses. And I think like you get upset a little bit more at the misses because you know how tough it is at the end of the year. And, but besides that, I mean, there's different species of birds. There's places that different from South Dakota to North Dakota is that, if you're up in this wheat field, there's Hungarian partridges and sharptails up here versus South Dakota is a lot of pheasants, but you don't see, you don't have to be aware everywhere the dog goes. And typically the pheasants are aware you don't expect them to be anyway, but
yeah. You've hunted with me now 3, 4, 5 days. Anything you can roast me on, as long as you have the opportunity, because I'm the one that's trying to make you look good on TV.
I think you're like overly critical of yourself.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Like Daisy, and I know you say that but she has really she covers a lot of ground for us. I think she runs a marathon every day for us.
Yesterday she did, what did I say, 32.9
Yeah,
miles?
32 and like 24 today. So I think that averages out close to a marathon.
Something like that.
So we're throwing a lot of dogs. It's organized chaos, kind of, a lot of hunters. And I think we've all had fun. I mean, we're celebrating a lot of the wins that have happened, and just I think it's made it easy when it's just like explosion after explosion. You kind of forget about what happened during the day, but when there's the we locked it up. Everything came together. It worked. Everybody's smiling and laughing in the field.
Yeah,
So,
those little victories are fun. And I will say, you've seen Daisy on her good days. I
you
mean
say
it.
that. It's
Hunter.
like,
I mean it. It's
I
not
don't-
always as good, but
Yeah.
I have been one proud. I'm not crying tears like Renee,
Right.
but I am very close to it because, yeah, Daisy is out there just living her dream. And this is where you come to watch. Like, I can't describe accurately how different it is to watch a dog out here when you have, we start walking this grass and it's knee-high grass and it's beautiful golden grass and sometimes it's waist-high, but the dogs are just fine. You can watch them. You get to see them. There are different parts in pheasant country and bird country that you don't get to watch your dog like you can here. And that's where when everyone says, it's all about the dog. It's all about the dog. Everybody says that when I interview them. This is where it's all about the dog for sure, because you get to see them and watch them. And just like, she was doing yesterday, I don't know, how fast do you think she was moving when she fired out of the gate?
Out of the gate? Oh, man, she is covering a lot of ground. It makes I think it's easier for the other dogs. They're like, okay, Daisy's got the first 400 checked off. Let's just hang back until we need to. But I guess you could call roosters when they're in front of Renee instead of hens. That'll help her.
Yeah, there's that. Renee, what Hunter's referring to here, this, but a bird got up, for those that weren't there because nobody was there yet, you're just listening to a podcast. Renee and I were walking down a fence line, and a pheasant got up literally underneath her feet, and I was 4 feet to her right, and from my angle, it looked like a hen, so I yelled hen, and it was not a hen, it was a rooster. And Renee pulled up and shot the bird, and everybody has been laughing. That's a rooster, Travis. That is not a hen. And I like, it was the angle that I had. It was the angle. And I quickly was trying to say, hen, no, Renee, actually, like, at that point, how do you make up just shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Well, she did.
She did.
Yep.
She's lethal.
Yeah.
Yep. She's, we're not the best shot in the field, Hunter.
No, I have
As proven by you today. Hey, I wasn't going to throw you under the bus, but
I have some haunting misses that will follow me
yes.
through this.
As long as we're talking about each other's misses, I have only fired my gun 2 times, and there are 2 birds in the bag. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I haven't had my paw out for ammo yet, but I'm getting close. I'm getting there.
So dogs are on point in the cattails. Let's just tell this story.
Okay.
Let's tell it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Camera's rolling.
Again,
it was wonderful.
Renee is just dead-eyed a bird down.
Yeah.
And I don't even have time to click my safety back on. And another rooster just jumps up. Mm-hmm. And, I'll have to make sure there weren't blanks that I got from Renee, but I did.
Been.
An empty gun is a happy gun. So, and there's a wily rooster somewhere on this wonderful property owner that gave us permission.
And Eric, afterwards, he's like, oh, I had that. That was the best shot that I got so far of any of the birds getting up.
I was just pushing it to my brother. I was just
it.
pushing it to my brother who was blocking him. So I was just trying to get it over that a little bit.
He didn't get it either.
No, I think it took one from him. Or maybe Noah took 2 shots. I'm not sure. They probably didn't take any.
Anyway,
but
this is not what we do. We don't throw each other under the bus.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That's exactly what we do. That's the whole point of hunting, and that's why it makes it so much fun. And that's why I'm excited for tomorrow too. I think we'll end it on that note. Obviously, a huge thank you, Hunter, to you. I would imagine, I don't know this for sure, but I feel like this is probably something that Pheasants Forever is going to want to do. Even if you don't bid on it next year, somebody obviously wanted it as bad as you.
Yeah, I feel bad for those second place families or bidders, and I really do. There's like some Catholic guilt or Irish guilt or something there that's like, you had it once, you've had it twice, someone should definitely get these experience, but it is awfully hard to leave this group and walk away. And so
it's a lot of fun. I just feel spoiled because I'm just kind of get to be a part of all of these amazing opportunities, and that's why I feel blessed in my life for sure. I love the birds, obviously, and the dogs, but look at where we got to walk today. I mean, buttes around us, a real butte, Clark, and then just birds, wild birds, and properties, and 90-year-old Frank, and he's a character too. I wish we could tell everything. I won't because I don't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah,
but,
there'll probably be some story about that on how we only have 3 rules to follow and can't follow.
Oh my gosh, he has 3 rules. You gotta. What are the rules? Now we're getting sidetracked. That's okay.
Sorry. Let them know you're there.
Let them know.
Sign the book after you're done and take a picture, and don't use the birds. And you have to use the birds.
You have to use the birds. And so we take a group photo with Frank. Yeah. We get back to
put our pins on the map.
Yeah, he's got this map of the U.S. and he puts a pin where you're from so he can look at it. And he's got a book full of all these people's names and a photo that he's taken with all the people that have hunted his land. And we get back to the hotel and Renee sends me a message, do you have the birds? I said, no, the Schwinds have the birds.
No, and then she sent me the message. No, Travis has the birds.
We have 3 simple rules to follow. And Frank's got our birds, and now nobody wants to go back.
Yep, gotta go tail between my legs at 8 o'clock in the morning, knocking on his door, saying thank you again, because it's super, super amazing what he does, and there should be more people like him in the world. And collected our birds, got out, and went on our way. And he was just as nice as he was the day before.
Okay, so we call these working meetings where we brainstorm together. Ladies, Hunter, next year, assuming Pheasants Forever wants to do this again, where should we go? What should we hunt for? We've done pheasants now. We did South Dakota, North Dakota. I'm asking you because I have a feeling you might, maybe if things keep going well for you, might be another bidding on this again, Hunter?
Yeah.
Hunter, where do you want to go next year?
Want to go next year? I think it's probably a coin toss between Iowa and Montana. You just hear so much about both. Mm-hmm. And Montana is so big, so it's probably unfair to Iowa, but Iowa's really sounds like a bounce back. Mm-hmm. Or I don't know, maybe it just was a well-kept secret, one of the two, but Iowa seems like
it's pretty good. I was just there
a good
2
place,
weeks ago. Yeah.
Or Montana. I would guess if I was a Pheasants Forever marketing person, where would I want to say like what can you do? But but like it's just an amazing thing that they put on, and you put on. It's very generous that you donate the Flush's time to do this as well.
I'm working, man. I'm not donating anything right now.
You say you're working,
I'm
but
working.
It is a donation that you do. It didn't have to do an episode with Pheasants Forever. You could have just done.
Well,
I'll go to Maine and shoot up woodcock, count flushes or something like that.
Yeah, no, I love being out here too. And I mean, Renee, your hospitality. I know Rachel is not here right now, but she was also super helpful. And Emily, what a feast. What a feast. And thank you for letting us hang out here for a little bit. I'm excited for tomorrow. Any parting thoughts? Any words of wisdom, Renee?
Words of wisdom. I'm just grateful to be here with these people. I have said it multiple times on this trip, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, but being in the field with new people who are fast friends because of bird dogs and hunting and the places that we're at, it can't be beat. And I'm really grateful to have met the Schwinds, and I just, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Bird hunters rock. When you go up to somebody and they're just delightful, they come on, go on walk with me, or just these days like this are pretty special. I'm appreciative of it, and that's why I really enjoy what I get to do, because I get to meet people like you, get to go walk in a field and doing something that we all love, and I've got stories that I will be able to watch the rest of my life. So, Hunter, thanks again. Emily, Renee, thank you. Everybody listening, thank you. I posted a message, our social media director posted a message the other day of a video that I said, please let us know if you want to be on this podcast. I think we mentioned it last week, and I think it might be next week. I haven't decided yet, but it might be next week that we're going to have listeners on the show. So Brandon's going to get back to work. I'm going to make him line everything up, and then we're going to have a bunch of listeners from around the country, share stories. I've heard a lot of really, really good ones, and I'm excited to share some of them with you. So I hope you'll join us next week. On behalf of everybody, thanks for listening. I'm Travis Frank, reminding you to take the time to introduce someone new to the field.